Lev Parnas has strong feelings about which witnesses will testify during the Senate trial in the impeachment of Donald Trump. Now, we have made this case, and Lev Parnas is making a very similar case in this next clip.
Did Mr. Bolton know that Vice President Pence was supposed to secure that agreement from Zelensky, that he'd announced these investigations?
I don't know exactly what Mr. Bolton knew, but I know Mr. Bolton was definitely involved in the loop because of the firing of Maria Yovanovitch. Also, his interactions with Rudy Giuliani, they started butting heads. And he was not agreeing. It was, I mean, from Venezuela to Ukraine, Bolton didn't agree with Giuliani on the way of dealing with it. So there was tension there. There was definitely tension.
But you believe he knows what the administration was pressuring Ukraine to do?
Bolton, 100%. He knows what happened there.
Bolton seems to want to testify. Before, he was telling congressional Democrats that he wanted to avoid complying with their subpoena. He wanted a judge to make a ruling on whether or not he had to comply. But through his statements, through his own personal lawyer, it was clear that Bolton wanted it to go to the courts, and he wanted the courts to pressure him to comply so he could testify. After Democrats didn't bite, he decided to just say, I'm gonna comply if I get subpoenaed in the Senate trial. Now, whether he will get subpoenaed in the Senate trial or will get pressured to testify, that remains to be seen, because Donald Trump can point to executive privilege to prevent that testimony from taking place in the first place. But I do think it is important for him to testify, because clearly Bolton, and I can't believe I'm saying this is shocking, had some principles and saw what the Trump administration was doing as wrong and criminal, and he didn't want to take part in it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, look, he was involved, he should testify. We haven't heard anything from him, he should testify. But he's, like a lot of these people, are massive liars. I have very little faith in what he would have to say. More importantly though, I guess Lev Parnas is implying that he would have something to add to this, but it really does feel like he was removed from his position so early on in the process that I don't know how much he could actually know about the plot. But I guess we won't know until he testifies.
Exactly. And remember, he was the one quoted as saying that he didn't want to get involved in this drug deal. It's not a drug deal, but that's how he referred to it, to draw attention to the criminality, or at least what he perceived to be the criminality of this action that Trump wanted to take. So there's all sorts of people who have been named, people who were either previously in Trump's administration or currently in Trump's administration, who should absolutely be pressured to testify. And if the Senate blocks the testimony of these various individuals, Democrats need to hold Senate Republicans accountable for that. They need to campaign aggressively against them, using that information in their campaign ads, on their stump speeches, whatever it takes. And there was also mention of Mike Pence and how Mike Pence was involved in pressuring the Ukrainians for the announcement of the Biden investigation. That was one other thing that Lev Parnas mentioned. So Pence has kind of remained in the clear for the most part when we have these types of discussions. And based on the accusation against Parnas, Mike Pence needs to answer some questions as well.
And in like zooming out a little bit, Mike Pence has done a pretty good job. It's been years now that he's been in that position, and he has kept a very low profile. He's avoided being implicated in any of the major scandals. His name didn't crop up that much in the Mueller report, and just now he's starting to get linked with things. But Mike Pence, there's a lot of people in DC that seemed like, okay, Trump is coming in, I'm gonna keep my head down, eventually he'll go away and it'll be our Republican Party again, like people like Ted Cruz, Lindsey Graham, people like that. Mike Pence might not actually survive. If he was a part of this plot, he's easier hypothetically to take out than Trump, I think. Not necessarily by the Senate, I'm saying, but.
I agree with you, I agree with you. And Pence and Trump almost had a feud large enough for Trump to oust Pence, because Pence made mention of possibly running in 2024. And Donald Trump does not want that because he's considering one of his children running in 2024. That was a story, we talked about it a few months ago.
What is he worried about? The entire party's a cult. It doesn't matter if Pence runs. They're gonna go for whichever Trump is on the ballot at that point.
Thanks for watching the Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.